I can see it's not live.
This whole conversation's going to be there.
This whole conversation's going to be, which is fine. You know what? I like people to see the behind the scenes goofs, the gags.
Well, we're really good at that.
Yeah, because we don't know what the shit we're doing.
I think we're doing.
I think we're doing fine, given that apparently everything seems to shit itself at least once a week here.
I'm sure it's more than once.
It's probably more than once.
Once a day at least.
Probably is more than once.
We just deal with it very well.
Yeah, no,
generally.
we're like a car dealer. We deal with it so well. That was a weak analogy.
And that was a bad analogy.
I should have done better than that, if I'm honest.
But welcome to the StuffCast.
Yes, this is the StuffCast. This is intro 2. Because intro 1.
We'll delete the first one.
We'll delete the first half.
So we are doing news again.
Yes.
No,
we're busy talking about.
No, but we need to start over.
Well, yeah, but no, we're gonna start talking about you know how we do things. We're gonna talk about like what we've been playing, and what we like about it, and what we don't like about it, and then we're gonna go into the news.
Okay, I know what the process is.
And then we're gonna bring in Rocket, who is
still not here.
Rocket.
Always late.
He's always late as always. So, shall we start where we always start, at the beginning?
Start at the beginning.
Start back at the beginning, which was where? Do you want me to talk about Ghost of Tsushima? Because I can talk about Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, yeah. Let's. Okay, I'll mention what I've been doing.
Tell me what you've been doing.
With
your week, not just gaming. With your week. Tell me all about your week.
Okay, I've been working mostly, but
Same.
but in accordance with working, I play with a lot of gadgets and things. And this week I've been using a nice new Asus, which is not the one that they announced today, but it's the one that they announced, I think, earlier this month.
I think it was earlier this month.
And
what is it?
It's the G14, but we'll talk about it more later on. Let's go.
The chair squeaking, by the way.
Was
I have no idea if the mic can pick up that this chair squeaks, but quite frankly,
it's
it
not
does.
the chair.
It is the chair. Please do not do not gaslight me into thinking I am passing gas with my physical body acknowledging it. Please don't do that.
Okay.
It's the last thing I need.
Tell us about Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. We got the review up. When was it? Was it this Monday? I think we got a review up on the Stuff site this Monday. I've been playing a lot of that video game, and I'm sick of it because that game starts off really, really good, and then you become a god within 4 hours.
Oh, really?
And nothing else matters.
So it's interesting. You posted your review when last week?
I think it was Monday. I think it was Monday this week.
This week?
It was Monday this week.
And there was a comment on it that said, so weird, the critics and the players are so disconnected. And I was like, I understand that with The Last of Us. Like, there was this disconnect because some players were just like not having it. But I don't think it's the same with Ghost of Tsushima.
I don't think so as well. I think Ghost of Tsushima has got a fairly mixed bag of reviews from a lot of people.
Yeah. I agree, because I saw Stuff UK gave them 3 stars.
Did Stuff give 3 stars?
Yeah.
Okay, that's much lower than I would have given it. I think I gave it 7. 7 or 7.
No, but that's out of 5. They do out of 5.
Oh, they do out of 5. We do out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it about a 7. So that's roughly the same then. Because I gave it about a 7.
Yeah.
I don't even think that there's that much of a disconnect. I mean, we could go into the whole thing of, let's not talk about critics versus fans, because that's an argument that I don't feel like going into at the moment. All I'm saying is, there's a reason some people are paid for their opinions, and there's a reason some people aren't. But anyway, Ghost of Tsushima starts off really well as the Assassin's Creed Japan that Ubisoft is too scared to give us. And then, because of how it handles a lot of its upgrades and a lot of its features in terms of like combat, it becomes really boring very quickly.
I could imagine that. But isn't it very like story driven, or what happens with the story?
So it is. It's got that open world problem, and it's something I think a lot of games in the genre have never really figured out how to balance.
Yeah.
Except Breath of the Wild. If we could get more games like that, that'd be a miracle. In that it starts off wanting to have this very character driven, focused narrative.
Yeah.
And the second then that you get control of the character, the game almost says to you, no, but just stick around. You don't need to do the story. It's not like there are like hundreds of people being massacred by the Mongols every day when there's a cute fox you can chase, right? You know, there's that like it experiences that like same divide that a lot of open world games have, where it's like it wants you to be invested in the story, but it never gives you enough reason to just mainline the story, because there's always so many other distractions, right? And Ghost of Tsushima is bad at that, because it is filled with open world bullshit that in the grander scheme of things means nothing, you know? But like, if you are like me in that you like to complete the side stuff before going on to the main stuff, like...
Or that everything is interconnected in some way. Then it gives it more purpose to go and do the side quests.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, it is interconnected, but I think it's too interconnected, because the more time you spend doing the side stuff and doing the side quests and following the foxes to their dens or the shrines, whatever the hell they are, you increase in your power, right? You get new abilities, you get new like points to spend on stuff, and within like I think I'm like halfway through Act 2. There's 3 acts in the game, and now like when I see an enemy camp, I don't even need to plan how I'm going to take it out. I can just walk through the front door, and in 30 seconds everyone's dead. You know, it's just the game does a bad job of handling how it distributes its abilities to the player, because you become so disgustingly powerful straight off the bat. I mean, by the end of the first act of the game, not even a third of the way through, I had unlocked all the stances to fight, and I had nearly every ghost weapon that I could use. I had everything, you know, and that just makes it kind of boring, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get that. Like, it's a beautiful game. I've seen so many screenshots.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
Online. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no,
like the character models are questionable.
Especially those foxes. Yes, is that ugly. Yes, those foxes.
Yeah, I saw the foxes.
Ugly.
But the backgrounds look like paintings. It's
the landscapes are gorgeous.
It's more. But
it's just like it's weird to me that it was developed by Sucker Punch, who did all of the infamous games on the PS3 and the PS4. And what those games like relied on was like your decisions having like an effect on your karma. Like you could choose whether you wanted to be evil, and then that affected like what abilities you unlocked and what sort of progression you took. And like in those games, it was never really implemented all that well, because it was kind of just pointless. You would get the same stuff no matter what decisions you made. And it's weird to me that they didn't do that with Ghost of Tsushima, because it would have worked perfectly. Because the whole main like divide, or the whole main like conflict that your character Jin goes through is he has to take on this invading Mongol force that are immensely powerful, and the ways of the samurai are just not the whole honor and respect that they are trained to fight with. It just doesn't work against the enemy that is barbaric and brutish. So he has to adapt and become like adopting ninja tendencies, and it goes against what he's been taught. He has this ongoing like inner conflict about abandoning what his uncle taught him to, you know, embrace these dishonorable tactics. But like, it means nothing. You can do either, and like there's no repercussion for doing one or the other. And it just baffles me that they had a system in place in previous games that they could have used to like make that make sense, you know?
Yeah.
It's just so weird that they didn't do it. It feels like such a missed opportunity that you could go and be the ghost or be the samurai, you know, and go 2 different routes. I don't know. There's such potential in that, and it just baffles me that they didn't implement it.
Do you feel it might come at a later stage in the game though?
I don't think so, because I'm more than halfway, and that
like don't you think it might implicate the end?
Look, as far as I can tell, I've not been forced to make any choices in terms of my gameplay. It has just been straight, do what you want, zero repercussion with doing either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just weird it's just weird that was.
So there's choices, but they don't really matter.
No, not at all. Yeah, but like when I say there's choices, like you come to an enemy base, the choice then is how do you want to go about it? Do you want to stealth in and take everyone out behind their backs, or you just want to walk down into the front gates, do a showdown, which is very cool and stylish. Sorry, the standoff. Yeah. It's very cool and stylish, but but like no matter what you choose, the outcome's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's interesting.
But yeah,
I'd still want to at least play some of it.
Yeah, no, I'll bring the. I'm meant to bring the PS4 around this week. I'll bring it on Monday, and you guys can play it. Because I think I'm burning out on it, so I don't really have any interest in playing it anymore.
It's fine. Because you're playing. What else are you playing?
Oh, what else am I playing? What else am I playing? I'm playing Burnout Paradise on the Switch. Because that remastered version of Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, we played some of it yesterday.
Played some of it on the stream. Was it yesterday?
Was it yesterday?
Before? No, it was
day before yesterday.
And I've never played Burnout Paradise. So playing it on the Switch has been actually really fun. It's a game from I think 2008.
It's actually a good game for the Switch.
It really is.
It's like, a good handheld.
It's a good handheld game because I like the way that it divides itself up in that to upgrade and unlock cars and events and whatnot, they are like linked to events and completing events, right? Which makes it very easily digestible to like play just before going to bed.
Yeah.
You're just gonna say knock up 5 events, grab a new car, whatever, and go to bed. So I like it in that regard. I think that works really well on a handheld device, and it looks good actually running on the Switch.
Yeah, it looks
like looks really decent. Soundtrack is fire, except soundtrack is. I'm just gonna say it.
Soundtrack's great.
Soundtrack is fire. The only thing you should be doing though is when you go into a road rage event and you're taking out other cars, you turn off all the other songs and you exclusively play Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend because that song. And
Isn't it boyfriend?
No, girlfriend.
Is it girlfriend?
Yes. Hey, you, I can be your girlfriend.
Okay, fair enough.
That's how it goes. That's how I believe it goes. Yeah, exactly. Don't just assume shit. You know? And you know what? I'll be upfront. I'll be honest. Not a great song. Music video, she just bullies a nerd. Like that's the whole music video. She just bullies a nerd.
How do you remember that?
Because I was very intrigued by it. My ex was super into Avril Lavigne, so like she made me watch the music video, and I was like, she's just being mean. Like the music video is just telling people to be mean to nerds and steal their boyfriends. I was like, this is not a great message to be sending to impressionable young girls. So that song is not great, but man, does it fit to smashing up cars. It works so well when you are going at like 150 kilometers an hour smashing into an SUV. That shit is gold.
Weird flex, but okay. What else have you been playing? You're playing everything.
I've been playing everything. I've been, and this wasn't for like review or anything. This was just out of like morbid curiosity. I've started playing Pokemon cards online. And God, it's taking
He's
up
falling
all my
into
time.
the hole.
I'm falling into the hole so badly.
We're gonna limit you on your time, Pokemon time, and the money you spend on it.
No, I know, and I need someone to limit me on that. But like, it's a really cool like online adaptation of like Pokemon cards, which I've always wanted to get into them because I like collecting stuff. It feeds that OCD disorder. I was gonna say that at the back of my brain, but basically it's most of my brain. It's very generous with how it hands out rewards and card packs, and it's not a flashy game by any stretch of the imagination. It's very bare bones in terms of its aesthetics and its visuals, and it's more of just a simulation of what it would be like to play a card game. A card game. But if anything, like the coolest thing that game does is that it has got me to go out with a friend and buy my own real life deck of Pokemon cards, because those decks and all booster packs come with a little separate like online redemption code which you plug into the app, and it like unlocks the deck in the game and gives you booster packs in the game.
Yeah, see, that's how they catch you.
And I'll admit that it's worked slightly.
We have a friend who has had a magic
He had a magic
addiction.
problem apparently.
Like it was bad. So I'm very cautious.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna be spending. I mean, he was like spending thousands a month, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not spending thousands a month.
Yet.
No, not yet. That's not happening. But like it's nice once a week to like pop down to Musica, pick up a booster pack for $50. Build on my physical collection, add it to my online collection. That's cool. I like that they feed into each other really, really nicely. Also that is, in order to limit myself, that is like if that a pack a week, and it's like $50. It's not like I'm spending.
Isn't that how the magic online.
Magic Arena. I don't think Magic Arena has the same implementation of
The physical
stuff into the online, as far as I know.
No, but I think you do. You can buy stuff, buy decks and booster packs.
Yeah. You can do that
on Magic Arena.
Yeah, Magic Arena. You can do that in Magic Arena. Yeah, but you can't like buy the physical stuff and like add it into your online account.
That's cool. They need to implement.
They should implement that because I feel like it's a really clever way of like getting people into the grander community.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm starting my Pokemon collection off strong, and I'm enjoying a new hobby. You know, it's nice.
Yeah, it's good to have a hobby.
Yeah, I'm enjoying I like collecting shit. It's a good side hobby to have, other than just playing video games, which has become my job, less than a hobby. But, then there's only one other thing which I've only briefly touched on with the announcement of the new Stalker 2. That came out at Microsoft's press conference, which we'll talk about in a bit. I went back and I found the original Stalker, I think it's Shadows of Chernobyl, on Steam for like $70, and I remember playing that game ages ago, but I only had a less than legal copy, and it was a buggy mess to play, and I still like enjoyed it a lot. So I was like, well, now is a good time to go back and try this proper and see, actually play this game how it was intended. And I've only put like a couple of minutes into it because I just want to test that it works. That game is, I'll talk about it more next week, so I want to put more time into it because it sounds like exactly my kind of experience. But other than that, that's largely what I've been playing.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
But that's also covering 2 weeks of.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks, and only 2 of those were for review.
Yeah.
Everything else was my usual Apex and Pokemon cards now. It's scratching that Hearthstone itch because I gave up Hearthstone because I didn't like the direction the game was going. And I spent a lot of time playing Hearthstone, but enough about Pokemon. They get enough coverage. Tell me about your machine.
Okay, so this is new Zephyrus. I don't actually know how high I need to lift this.
Is it okay?
So is it doing the light thing? Yeah, it's doing the light thing. So it has these LED perforations, I think is the right word.
Please, they're holes. They're holes. They're lighty holes.
And you can program different things on this.
And it's
just so cool.
But it's also so stupid. But I love that it's like a stupid gimmick, but it's so cool.
But you know what? This is a better gimmick than RGB because I'm a complete anti-RGB person. I can't deal with RGB everything. So this is a gaming machine. This is got gaming internals. It's tiny. It's like, I think it weighs 1.6 kilograms.
Weighs less than Rocket.
Yeah, it weighs less than Rocket, and it's got the.
You heard your name. I knew you heard your name.
Rocket. He's here to analyze and.
Yeah, do you want to come sit up here? Come.
Dictate.
Come, do you want to sit here? Come.
But yeah, so this is the laptop. My stream. Let me just take my stream with.
Look, you see that thing weighs less than you. You see?
It's a 13-inch, I think.
No, I think okay. Are you already done? Okay.
And this line actually came with AMD CPUs.
Okay.
And not the Intel that you generally get in Asus machines.
See, it also came with Valorant.
It also came with Valorant, which we still haven't played.
We'll get it.
I don't know, like I'm not a Counter-Strike person.
I don't give a
I don't actually even understand it.
Although they did release a new character.
There's a new character or something.
Yeah, Killjoy, which
throws potatoes?
Throws GLaDOS potatoes. You know in Portal 2 when GLaDOS becomes a potato? Like one of Killjoy's abilities is like a grenade and it looks just like GLaDOS potato.
So weird.
I love it.
But yeah, so this machine also has an NVIDIA Geforce Rtx 2060.
Yeah.
And it's the new variant of NVIDIA's graphics cards that are smaller and made for notebooks. So after the name it says Max Q, and that makes it a notebook size because this is a tiny, tiny laptop.
It's a small boy.
It's a small boy and it's got like gigantic specs. It's also got 16 gigs of RAM.
What's incredible to me is that they're fitting an RTX card into that. That is wild.
That's what I just explained.
I know, I'm just saying that is wild.
It's a new type of RTX card that's smaller for notebooks.
This is wild.
And the CPU is the AMD Ryzen 9 4000 series.
It's
I don't
so
know the
cool.
exact code for this one, but yeah, I think that's all the specs that I mentioned.
But is it nice?
It is so nice. It's got an HDMI port, it's got a USB-C port, another USB-C port,
There's
and
two USB-C ports.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and two USB-A 3.0.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And to use?
It's so small and nice and easy. It's like a MacBook because you can just pick it up and take it places and prop it down, and the battery lasts
I was going to ask.
a proper like 13 hours.
Oh, wow.
On normal work use, not like gaming. I haven't like gamed it to death yet.
Gamed it to death, of course.
So it's also not got a webcam, which is an interesting thing. Yeah.
That's good. So we can't be spied on. That's nice.
Yes, but this. So
I like that Ace.
it also makes the bezel smaller, so you don't have to you don't have to worry about security stuff. And if you want a webcam, you can just buy a separate one.
I like that Asus is concerned about our private security. That's nice. I enjoy that.
That is nice.
Take the webcams off. We don't need them.
So yeah, I'm just very, very impressed with the actual size of this tiny, tiny gaming machine, and that it's got all of that bulky hardware inside it, and
It looks nice as well.
it's also, it doesn't get as loud as you'd expect a small thing like this to
What
get.
have you run on it so far?
I ran some benchmark tests before the review, and it's got this lifty mechanism. I don't know if you know Asus, they generally do this. So as the lid opens,
Oh, sure, I see.
it lifts the back, so air can flow through.
Proper ventilation.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that helps as well. And I like the no RGB look. It looks much
It does
better.
look nice.
It
I like
looks
it a lot.
sleeker. It still looks like a gaming machine, but it's not like full of neon.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it looks like a gaming machine.
I
but,
think it does.
I think that's better because gaming machines look awful.
They do.
As a rule, they
Look
look
at yours.
terrible. I know mine's like red and like death killery stalker, whatever Braze is calling this shit these days. But that looks like a proper laptop, like a proper computer.
Yeah.
I like that design.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I've been using this
Okay.
laptop and a few phones.
What phones?
No gaming phones.
Okay. Well,
We need to get some gaming phones
did
in
did
here.
Lenovo just put out again?
Yeah, Lenovo. Is it Lenovo?
I think it's Lenovo.
Yeah, Lenovo and Asus's new ROG phones 3.
Yeah, we need to get that stuff.
But it's not available in South Africa yet.
Yet.
But we will get
We'll
them.
get that stuff. We'll
Yeah.
get it. I want it in my face. I want it in my mouth.
Yes.
So
So what happened in news?
what happened in news? Firstly,
We
I need
spent
to lean back because, oh my god, my back is on fire. Like, it is broken in about 4... I'm like Batman in 1989.
Do you want
1998,
Paliki?
sorry. I'm okay. I don't think I need a pillow. I'll survive. Because I'm going to go home and lie on my back and it's going to be bliss.
Like I can give you some deep heat, but you don't have anyone at home that can help you.
No, I don't. Or, I mean, my cat can...
No. Bad
probably
idea.
No, that's not a great idea.
Bad idea.
Yeah, so let's talk about the news or the lack thereof because there wasn't much.
Are we just going to close our laptops now together?
No, you can close yours. I need to use mine for news.
It looked like you were doing like...
I'm just what do I do with my hands? You know, I need to do shit.
Just put them down. I don't know.
Now I look like a nerd.
Tell us about the Xbox event because
Yes,
I was not
I'll tell you,
interested.
I was interested because I wanted to see how they were going to contend with Sony's...
The PlayStation.
Yeah, the PlayStation exclusive showcase because that was fire and they really
That was
pulled all the stops.
such a good showcase. Like
was a
I've
really
been
good
watching tech and gaming showcases for a good 3 years, and that was one of the most exciting ones.
Yeah, no, it
I've
was
seen.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of they needed to prove themselves a little bit with this.
Yeah, they really did.
So I mean, I wrote up about basically everything that they announced.
Good job.
And that was like last Friday.
I didn't even see this.
Yeah, no, I wrote up. That's because you took last Friday off.
Oh, I did.
I'm taking this
Oh,
Friday.
your mom wanted to see Rocket.
Yeah, you missed Rocket, Mom. Rocket was here. He's barking at something outside.
Yeah,
though.
we'll get him back maybe.
We'll get him back. No, he'll come back. He'll come back. So what was revealed? We can go through some of the smaller stuff, but I don't really think it's worth it because there were like a few big name drops.
My sister just lets us know through stream that she's at the gate. That's great.
Sure, why not?
That's technology.
So they showed off the first proper look at Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
And it looks fine.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I saw some terrible screenshots.
Yeah, I mean,
on the internet, but it's the internet. Like, if you're gonna put something on the internet, you know it's gonna be memed.
Well, yeah, you're gonna know it's gonna be memed, and you know there's always gonna be shit.
Like even if it's not bad, it's gonna be memed, right?
Yeah. Well, exactly. But like, I'm not usually the sort of person who puts a lot of faith in people gesticulating on like random screenshots of a game. But I looked at like the official screenshots that they put out for Infinite,
it looked amazing. No, it looked good.
Of Infinite?
Yeah.
I think it looked awful.
Which ones did you see?
There was one where you could the battle rifle was in like the middle of the screen, which is just a standard viewpoint, I suppose, for the game.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was something off, like not even. It looked like it was like Xbox 360. It looked awful.
But then those are the ones I saw that people were sharing.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that got.
But the official ones that Microsoft shared or Xbox's official pages shared looked good.
Well, maybe I missed those, but the ones that I saw, because the ones I saw were also official, but it just didn't look great. They're labeling Infinite as like a spiritual like reboot, like it's meant to be going back to like Halo 1 back in 2001, which I think a lot of people have very fond memories of now. I think if that game had to be replayed by a lot of those people in 2020, it would not hold up as nicely.
No.
So if Infinite can somehow like capture like what people think Halo 1 is instead of what it actually was, I think it'll do great.
I think it'll do great regardless, just because you've already got that audience. Like
it's a Halo game.
Most of the Halo fanboys are excited, and that's what they need.
Yeah, no, it's a Halo game. It's gonna do well, you know. It's good that they are coming like in really hot to the new generation with something big like Halo Infinite, you know, because you look at like where these consoles are going, and Sony's has been crushing the exclusive market, right? But what Microsoft is now attempting to they're not competing with Sony anymore.
They're doing something else.
They're reinventing the industry.
They're doing their own new thing.
Which is what I think a lot of the showcase was. The showcase wasn't about, hey, look at these cool games.
Who's this?
We've got too many dogs. Mike, Ripley. Oh no, Rocket, what's wrong?
But it will be.
What's wrong? Were we shouting at Ripley too loudly?
Oh,
he just wanted some love.
It's your guy. Yeah, there's Rocket.
There's Rocket. There's Rocket, my mom.
What's your viewpoints about Halo Infinite?
What do you think Halo Infinite's going to do for Microsoft stocks?
No,
I agree. Very, very astute.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think a lot of the showcase was. It wasn't about, hey, look at these cool, like, exclusive games. It was to some extent, but what I think the big emphasis was, look at these cool exclusive games that are coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, so Game Pass is the big Xbox product that they are pushing. And okay, let's think. If you think hardware, what is Microsoft's actual advantage above Sony?
Well, apparently it's a more powerful device.
No, it's actually something completely different. Microsoft has servers in each country in the world almost.
That's a very good point. I
Yes.
didn't even consider.
That Sony doesn't have. So that's why they are bulking up on this Game Pass thing.
Yeah.
Because they can offer the server content at speeds that Sony's bulking up on actual hardware
Yeah.
because that's what they do best.
Yeah, that's what caused them to, like, caused the PS4 to be so successful, I suppose.
Yeah.
But like, Game Pass is their big thing. And it's like, you know, the hardware's there, but that doesn't matter when like you have access to thousands of games for what I think it's like. So I think it's like $100 a month.
How many dollars is it?
I think it's like $15. Let me just check. I know there's a Game Pass price. I know it's a pretty decent price.
So, would you get Game Pass?
I've gone back and forth about.
So that also allows you to play both on Xbox and PC. This I didn't know because I don't really play on either.
Yeah, no, it lets you work back and forth on PC.
Which is also a nice pro to have.
Oh yeah, no, it really is, and I don't know. I'm at a stage where, and I know that it is like really archaic for me to think that, but like, I like owning stuff. You know, I like being able to go out and say that this copy of a game is mine.
Yeah.
And I'm not essentially renting it from Microsoft.
Yeah, like we have a friend that actually collects Blu-ray discs of movies that he likes because he just likes owning a copy and supporting them and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it feels more like you're supporting the developer if you have something physical, but we are moving towards a more digital like way of life.
We're moving to more towards a digital space, and like it's a great deal. Like I can't deny the fact that it's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
But it's like, my thing is I would rather spend maybe a little bit, and I think the best example I can give for it right now is Grounded, which is Obsidian's new survival world game, which is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but
it looks cool.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but you have to survive, which it looks really, really cool, and I'm very invested in it. Now, my question is, it's 170 Rand right now on Steam. It's in early access, and that's a pretty good deal for a current modern day game.
That's fairly cheap.
Now, I could spend that 170 Rand and be done with it, and just have that game. Or I could do the monthly subscription for Game Pass and have access to thousands of games, which I'm probably never going to play. Now, my thing is, like, I would rather not spend a monthly subscription to only come in maybe once every few months for a game that I want.
Yeah.
I would rather just spend it once off and just have access to that individual thing rather
But it's nice to have the option.
Yeah, it is nice to have the option.
I think kids, especially kids now that like work or school from home and have more time to game, would like a subscription like that because they can play through random indie games that they find interesting.
Maybe it just comes down to me wanting to be more selective with what I play. I would rather spend that 170 once off to play this one thing I want rather than spend a monthly amount of cash.
The same happened to me with PS Plus.
Yeah.
So I had PS Plus and I cancelled it like a few months ago because I just ended up not downloading most of it, just the ones that I really want, and that's like once every few months.
Yeah, exactly.
So then it doesn't really make sense anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's where I'm at with Game Pass. So like, it's a good deal, and there will probably be a time where I
just get
and do it. But right now, I just...
So do you need to keep the Game Pass to keep the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
And that's another thing. I don't like being tied into subscriptions, just as a rule. I don't like... And there's only one thing that I'm subscribed to, and it's like, because my family has it as Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't like paying monthly subscriptions. If I want something, I want it like...
Now.
I want
forever.
it now, and then not have to worry about having to pay for it again the next month and then the month after.
I'm completely the opposite in that way.
Really?
You know, I like just paying monthly and using it as much as I want.
Yeah. You see, that when you say it like that, it makes sense why you would do that. It's just, I just don't like being tied into that sort of stuff. And then when I don't want that anymore, I lose everything.
But see, that's also where exclusives make a big difference.
Yeah, that's where exclusive makes a huge difference.
Like with Netflix exclusive, other people would need to like illegally download. So if Xbox comes up with like very, very good exclusives, people will need to subscribe to play it.
Or they could just buy the game and be done with it.
But what if it's like a Game Pass exclusive? Because I
don't know if that's going to be a case.
You think?
If they start doing that, that'll be very interesting. But as far as I know, for the moment, there's no Game Pass exclusives. That'll be very interesting that happens. And I could see it actually going that direction.
Yeah.
Interesting that you say that.
But what else did they announce?
So they announced, there was Halo Infinite, which looks fine. Heath, you'll confirm that it looks awful, right? Yeah, thank you.
It does look awful. I was the first one who said it looked awful.
You said it looked good!
I said the official screenshots
okay.
looked good, but the
Okay.
ones that people shared looked bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need some better textures. Then on State of Decay 3, which I'm very excited for because I like State of Decay 1 and 2. And those games don't have massive audiences, but clearly enough to warrant a third iteration. So cool, good for them. I'm very pleased that's getting another one. They showed off Forza Motorsport, and I gotta tell you, those wheels looked round.
Did they?
They looked very round.
Good work.
The angles on those wheels, I couldn't even see the polygons. You couldn't even see them. It was like
Good work, Microsoft.
It was just like a rump. It was very, very good.
Perfect. That's
very
great.
good wheels. Can you tell I don't give a shit about Forza?
Dude.
There's always got to be a racing game to launch a title. Because and this is not necessarily prejudice, but like I think it's a lot easier to make a racing game look good than like a
What
game.
was the racing game they announced with the PS5? It was
Gran
also
Turismo
Gran Turismo.
7.
That looked good.
But like I'm talking
And I'm not even a car game
I'm
person.
talking out of my ass because it's probably extremely difficult to render those vehicles. I have to imagine that it is easier to render those vehicles realistically than it is a human face that is animated, you know?
Yeah. I think so too.
But I have no idea.
That makes sense.
Which isn't to discredit the amount of effort those developers put into those games because they look gorgeous. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just incredibly biased. Everwild, which was Rare's new game, they showed off a very, very good trailer for it. Not much else. No one knows what that game is yet. But it looked.
There's just one title that I'm waiting you to tell me about.
I'm getting to. Tell me why it was Dontnod's new game. Dontnod did Life is Strange. This is their new episodic.
I tried to get us into it, but it didn't happen.
I didn't. It was too much teen angst for me, honestly. I just couldn't.
I think I did. How much?
Soundtrack is good though.
Soundtrack is good.
Soundtrack's good. It's got Jose Gonzalez. You put him
And
on anything, and I'm listening.
decent story.
Yeah, it was an interesting story, but it was just I hated
But
the
I think I just did one episode and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I hated those characters. God, they were so annoying. But yeah, Tell Me Why is coming out. I think actually later this month. I think it's coming out very soon. They announced a graphical update to Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Yay. They announced DLC for the Outer Worlds, which is a big yay because I'll play that game again. I don't need an excuse. Grounded, which we spoke about, that just hit early access on.
It looks cool.
It looks so cool. For
I saw the
$170, I've been thinking about actually trying.
Yeah, Brad was ready to buy it.
I was ready to buy it because that's a good deal for like a modern AAA game. That's only going to be built on from here. It's a good price. And it looks fantastic. It looks like a great game to play with friends as well. It's a great co-op game.
Looks very cool.
It looks a lot like the do you ever play The Forest?
No, but I know about it.
Yeah, it looks like The Forest, but like cuter, and I love The Forest.
It reminded me of Turbo.
Turbo?
The movie
The
about
racing
the
snail.
yeah. That in the beginning when they're in that garden.
Sure. So yeah, Obsidian was busy because then they also announced Avowed, which looks. They announced just like a cinematic trailer for it. It looks like they sort of take on Skyrim. They've taken all like mention of specific consoles off like the product, so no one knows when that's coming out. That might be even beyond the Series X, but who knows?
Wow.
Psychonauts 2. I'm excited for that. I love Psychonauts. I'm keen for Psychonauts 2. That was delayed. They had Jack Black doing a song for it. Yeah, doing that Tenacious D vocals. It was rad. What else? Stalker 2. Please, I'll take more Stalker. I'll take Stalker all day, any day. And then there was the Gunk, there was Medium. Then the other big one, actually no, that was about it, but there was nothing else that we really needed to talk about, I think that was about it, right? There's nothing else.
There's only one thing from that whole event that I was excited about.
You're right, Warhammer 40k. That's what you want to talk about, right?
That's also exciting. But let's pin that.
Okay, put a pin in that. we can just take the pin. I don't want to talk about it. Right?
Okay, we don't need to talk about it. So Fable.
Yes, they announced a new Fable.
That's all we need.
Fable 4, but there was no 4 attached in that trailer.
So we're
like
not sure what.
Basically.
No one knows what it's going to be.
It was a minute-long trailer.
Is it a follow-up?
I think it's going to be a soft reboot.
Or a reboot? That's what.
But every Fable has basically like.
I'm fine with a reboot because I never managed to get to play number 1. Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah, they just started a new.
It's gonna
like
look good. It's gonna play lekker. It's gonna be a nice game.
Same voice actors as well. My thing is like I'm not like if they had to just reboot entirely, it's really fine because it's not like there was like a strict ongoing storyline between Fables 1 through 3.
No, not really.
Every Fable had like a different story within that same world
and different mechanics.
Yeah, so the mechanics between 2 and 3 were pretty similar. But
apparently, you can like what was the problem with 3? You can.
They eventually took away armor.
Have armor.
Oh yes, they took away armor.
They took away armor.
Cosmetic like clothing.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. That was weird. I still like Fable 3. I think Fable 3 might actually be my favorite.
I like the magic system.
Magic system was good. I also just like the
like down or out. Or
yeah, that was cool. I also just really liked the weird like choices you made once you took over the kingdom. I know they were very binary and it was very, but like there was I just found it interesting. I found it engaging. But that was the big thing. People are very excited about a new Fable, and just they should be because a new Fable is a pretty big deal. Okay, so that mainly does it for Microsoft's event.
For news, yeah.
There's a few more nuggets of news I want to talk about. The new Call of Duty was apparently leaked by guess who?
Chippy, Simba.
Close.
No, I actually know.
You know exactly.
Yeah.
It's Doritos. Of course, who else would leak a new Call of Duty?
Doritos. Of course, it should have been either Doritos or Monster.
I was going to say Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's leak is coming next month. I promise you.
But Monster's also got like Black Ops double XP stuff.
That's true. Yeah, it does. Oh, you're right. It does.
Yeah.
So they apparently leaked.
So someone
confirmed.
sent a picture of a Doritos packet with a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Like promo code, which is like a double XP thing.
Double XP promo, yeah. And someone just sent this picture to a journalist or someone.
Yeah.
And now we know that's the name.
What's interesting though is that the promotion on the Doritos packet is it kicks off on 5th of October and ends on 31st October this year.
No, it starts on Heath's birthday.
And it ends on my birthday.
Oh wow, that's some special
that's some special magic.
Magic.
That's some special magic.
I really hope it's good.
I hope it's good, but it's also really weird that that's 3 months away and there's been zero official announcement.
Yeah, because generally
just drop